Get ready to dive into some of the creepiest footage ever caught on camera. Moments so disturbing, they blur the line between reality and nightmare. We're talking about stuff that seems straight out of a horror movie, but it's all real. Unexplainable events, bizarre behavior, and terrifying encounters that will make you question everything. So before we jump in, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and get comfy, because things are about to get really weird. A guy thought it'd be cute to strap a tiny camera to his cat's collar just to see what his little adventurer was up to during the day. He expected footage of squirrels, alleyways, maybe some neighbor's garden, but what he got a nightmare in HD. The video shows the cat freezing, its fur puffed up, clearly terrified by something. And then you see it, this tiny pale old woman with an almost ghostly appearance. At first glance, she seems human, but something's off. Her head and hands are normal sized, but her body is oddly short, almost matching the cat's size. People online lost their minds. Some say it's a witch, others think it's a shapeshifter, some even believe it's a spirit taking human form, just enough to be recognized, but not enough to pass as normal. Whatever she is, the cat knew something was wrong, and let's be real, some cats bring home birds, some bring mice. This one brought footage of what might be the supernatural. In Thailand, the staff of a residential building were reviewing security footage when they saw something so strange, they had to re-watch it a dozen times. A woman casually walks across the camera's view, but her head is missing, just gone. Initially, they chalked it up to a technical glitch, but when they checked footage from other cameras, same woman, same moment, same missing head. Even stranger, everything else in the recordings is crystal clear. Cars, trees, lights, perfect. It's like only she was glitched. But here's where things take a dark turn. There's a Thai legend that says when someone appears headless in a photo or video, it means they're marked for death. Moments later, a runaway bus comes out of nowhere, and the legend horrifyingly comes true. So the question is, was it just a freak accident, or something much darker playing out in real life? A home security cam caught a man casually walking his dog along the sidewalk. Nothing weird, right? Except for one tiny detail. He materializes out of nowhere. He appears to come from behind a tree across the street, but that tree's too thin to hide a person and a whole dog. Could it be a glitch? Maybe, but the timing would have to be insanely perfect to create that effect. Like, the camera would need to glitch for just a fraction of a second at exactly the right time, or maybe, just maybe, we're looking at someone stepping through a crack in reality. Some viewers even pointed out that the man seems slightly disoriented when he appears, like he's trying to figure out where he is. Coincidence? Or proof of a dimension slip? Lauren had just moved in with two friends when she found herself alone in their new apartment. Just her and one roommate's cat. Bored, she pulled out her phone and filmed a quick message to send to the group, but when she watched it back, something was off. At first, it's just the cat staring into the darkness with that usual creepy vibe. But then, for a split second, a full-on human face appears. Not a blur, not a shadow, a clear face. Eyes, nose, hair, lips right there behind her. Lauren posted the video online and it blew up. No one could explain how such a detailed face could appear from nowhere without being seen in real life. Theories exploded. Ghost? Demon? Some even said it could be a spirit trying to communicate through the cat. Whatever it was, one thing's for sure, that apartment wasn't as empty as she thought. If you think abandoned churches are scary, try exploring one that's surrounded by a decaying graveyard. That's where two paranormal investigators decided to poke around, because apparently they've never seen a horror movie in their lives. For a while, things were quiet, nothing but tombstones and dead silence. Then suddenly, something bolts across the frame. A dark blur moving insanely fast between the headstones and a nearby bush. The guys freak out. They can't tell what it is. Not human, not animal, just fast and wrong. They search the area and find a large, fresh hole in the ground exactly where the thing vanished. No animal prints, no sign of where it went. Just that empty hole, like something had crawled into the earth. Whatever it was, it left more questions than answers. Two ghost hunters were tipped off about an abandoned shack hidden deep in the woods. Old, rotting, and long forgotten, it looked like the perfect spot for something unnatural to hang around. At first, nothing happens. Dust, silence. A few creaky boards. Then one of them crawls under the house, and that's when the footsteps begin.
So that's a 1958 Coke bottle, right? What is that?
Heavy, deliberate steps across the wooden floor above. They rush inside, expecting to find someone.
That is strange. You heard that, right, Dan?
Yes, sir.
But the place is empty. Hours pass, nothing else happens. They pack up, ready to leave, and just as they're wrapping their outro, bang.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. So I hope you guys have...
Another noise from inside. The timing is almost personal, like whatever was there waited until the perfect moment to say, I know you're here, and I don't like it. This guy said he left the house super early one morning and later decided to check the security footage just to see if a package had been delivered. But when he hit play, what he saw chilled him to the bone. As he walks toward his car, just before 5 a.m., a strange shadow figure suddenly runs in the opposite direction, fast, and then vanishes completely. What's even creepier? The figure appears right after he unlocks the car. Coincidence? Or did something react to him being there? It's clearly human shaped, but no one else is supposed to be around at that hour. So what was it? Who or what was lurking out there in the dark? And here's a thought. How many terrifying things have been caught on security cams that no one ever saw just because nobody bothered to check the footage? Some supernatural beings are well known, but others, they're completely beyond explanation. Take this woman for example, home alone, relaxing, when something bizarre shows up right outside her window.
I can't do it. What the hell is that? Oh my gosh. It keeps...
She grabs her phone and records it. A twisted, unnatural face is peeking inside, as if it's watching her. It's not human, not even close. The face has a disturbing shape, long, almost animal-like, but it doesn't match any known animal. When her son got home, the thing was already gone. They posted the video on several forums, and while some suggested it might have been a curious calf, there were no tracks, nothing, not a single print. So what the hell was that thing? And what did it want? In a small town in the Philippines, the owner of a local internet cafe had to leave for a trip. He asked his girlfriend to stop by the shop after hours to handle some paperwork, but she wasn't alone. While inside, she started hearing strange noises, like objects being moved. She called her boyfriend, too scared to go back into the main room. He calmed her down over the phone, and eventually she agreed to grab what she needed and leave. That's when things got really creepy. As she turned off the lights, one of the chairs suddenly moved by itself. Startled, she screamed and threw the papers at the chair before bolting out of the place. At first, her boyfriend thought she was being dramatic. Then he reviewed the security footage. Let's just say, he doesn't think it's funny anymore. Security staff at a hospital spotted something on the night shift that made everyone freeze. A small child was seen wandering the corridors completely alone.
Ve que aquí se mete en la pared. No. Fíjate, subió el pie.
In a restricted area at a time when no kids should have been anywhere near there. Even stranger, the child seems to walk through a locked door. They sent a guard to check the room immediately. But when he opened the door, nothing. No child. The camera, however, clearly shows the kid inside, and just as the guard shuts the door, a little face appears behind him, phasing through the wall. Staff were completely shaken. Most of them believed they weren't just seeing things, they were witnessing a real child ghost. In Sao Paulo, several residents noticed a strange object hovering above the city. It didn't look like a plane or a drone. The shape was metallic, oval, and eerily silent. People zoomed in with their phones, hoping to get a better look, but the closer they looked, the weirder it got. Witnesses said the object hovered in the same spot for minutes before shooting off at incredible speed. Later that same week, another video surfaced from a Spanish-speaking country showing what looked like the exact same object. Though the location was never confirmed, the oval balloon-like shape had ufologists speculating it was the same craft, or at least the same type. Could this be evidence of something or someone monitoring us from above? Have you ever seen anything like that in your skies? A guy named James bought an old doll online, one of those vintage ones that people claim are cursed. The listing said it was haunted, but James didn't buy it for the curse. He thought it was just a fun gimmick. That changed real fast. After the doll arrived, James started hearing strange noises around the house, like whispers, tapping, and movement. So he placed the doll in an empty room and set up a surveillance camera. That's when things got next level creepy. One night, a dark, shadowy figure moves across the room, even though nothing else is visible, and the camera, which only moves when it detects motion, suddenly starts panning side to side, like it's tracking something. Then the doll itself begins to shift slightly. Just enough to be noticed. James didn't wait around to see what would happen next. He set the doll on fire and called a priest to bless the entire house. Since then, no more paranormal activity. The moral of the story, don't buy haunted stuff online. It might be way more real than you think. Before we wrap this up, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. We've got way more creepy stories coming your way, if you're brave enough to watch them. See you in the next one.